Welcome everybody to Kalispell Warhawk football. It is the 8th game of the season as the Warhawks are back at home and meet up with the 4-3 Washington State Cougars, one of the best passing offenses in college football, with the leader in passing yards, Chad James. He's thrown 21 touchdowns this season, and our secondary will be put to the test. But our Warhawks have now won 4 straight games, and last week we saw Drake Maddox make a big impact late. Kalispell's pass offense was very inconsistent and struggled for a while in the middle of the game. We lost Tyrone Houston early and definitely struggled, but once Irvin started to target Drake Maddox, we got things opened up and pulled away from UCLA to preserve another win. Maddox now has 434 yards receiving on the season, not far off from leading the team. Tyrone Houston is back, though it was a hip pointer that took him out of most of last week's game. And now it's time to see what's in store for Kalispell in Week 9. Here we go, under the lights in Kalispell, Montana. Here's Colt Sully from the goal line. Gets a huge block and leaps out toward the 25-yard line with a 30-yard return. Luke Irvin, 16 touchdowns and 7 interceptions on the year after throwing a few last week. Kalispell opens and they'll throw it. Irvin downfield for Tyrone Houston, connecting for 18 yards. Welcome back. Good to have the playmaker back on the field. Now 2 tight ends in the game for the Warhawks, and they'll try a counter for Austin Jenkins, and there's no room. Third down now for Kalispell, just inside of Cougar territory. Got to get 5 yards against the pressure. Floated downfield, they got Lindsey. Between 3 defenders, I'm not sure how he hung on to that pass, but it moves the chains. In field goal range now, approaching the red zone. Irvin facing another rush. Complete to Edwards, cuts back and gets a block, and he's in for the touchdown. Kalispell strikes first. Marching right down the field, Luke Irvin starts 4 of 4, and the Warhawks waste no time. We have some good news. In the top 10, there's been an upset with Rutgers defeating Ohio State, which should help out Kalispell should they win today. Good start, though, for the Warhawks as Williams is sent in motion, and James is going to break out some option. He's got some room to run and picks up a Cougar first down, spun down by Huggins near the 40-yard line. 2 deep safeties for Kalispell, 1st and 10. We'll see a lot of these 4-receiver sets. To the outside, tipped up, and intercepted by Ronnie Howard. He made the catch before the football touched the ground. One more look, off his helmet, diving for it. That's a clean catch, and the Warhawks take over. We've seen this defense get much better at creating takeaways these last few weeks. Now the Warhawks in Cougar territory, throw it right back to them. Washington State football. This is Moore back inside the 30, taken down by Lindsey. Irvin with his 8th INT of the year. So now it's a scoring threat for the Cougars. James keeping, running right down the middle and taken down. Kalispell trying Eric Bryant at right end today, so still trying to find more pass rush. It is Courtney Peterson on 2nd down, able to move the chains. Trips to the left on 1st down. James under pressure, got away from one and heaves to the end zone where he's nearly intercepted by Nick Robinson. That'll make it a 3rd and 10. Tommy Jordan, the high safety. James protected, lobs one out and caught. Melvin Williams makes the catch inside the 5. Goal to go, Washington State. It's Courtney Peterson with his 12th rushing touchdown of the season. He's top 5 in that category in the NCAA, and that'll tie things at 7. Back to Kalispell, and on 1st and 10, they're going to try to sweep it outside, and there's nothing there for Austin Jenkins. He really hasn't been able to do much in this first quarter. Now a blitz on Irvin. Wow, right past Drake Maddox. And Luke Howard makes the play. He's the leader of this Cougar defense. On a 3rd and 20, just going to break out a screen. Jenkins gets what he can, about 9 yards, and they'll kick it away. A good battle here in the first quarter. Washington State definitely playing tough. They're going to go to a screen of their own. Peterson hit down, and there's the big hit delivered. And it's the longtime Kalispell vet, Jamari Akinjide. Third and a dozen now for James, and the pass is knocked down by James Huggins. Great pass defense so far out of Kalispell as they get the football back. Still not done here in the first quarter as Jenkins will lose 3 more. They've just been unable to contain Luke Howard. They keep getting into these tough third downs as well. Gotta get 10. And Irvin's looking long for it, and he's intercepted. Hicks leaps up for it, and Washington State has another takeaway. Still on his feet, and finally tackled at the 45. Irvin wanted to split the safeties here, but threw it right to the strong safety instead. Couldn't give Maddox a shot. Excellent field position again. Here's James flipping to Peterson. Got some room down the sideline. He's into Kalispell territory and down to the 20 with a 34-yard run. Cougars trying to take this lead. They're now in field goal range and running the option again. James met by Akinjide, but he's got the yardage and is finally ruled down with a gain of 12. A lot to be impressed with so far from the Cougars. James, goal to go, intercepted! James Huggins with the takeaway. 2 interceptions now for both defenses. And the Warhawks take over again. Irvin from the end zone, gotta be careful, he connects. It's Sherrod Edwards reaching out toward the 18 with a first down. Got some breathing room, now they'll run it up the middle. Jenkins broke a tackle and falls ahead with a 4-yard pickup. Jenkins barely over a yard per carry so far in this one. Now some pressure in the face of Luke Irvin, and he gets sacked. Looked like there was a chance for Maddox downfield, but he hesitated to throw it. That creates a 3rd and 16. More pressure sent. Irvin going down inside the 5. This has been the story all year. Kalispell has not done a good job protecting, especially from the interior. And now they're going to have to punt out of the end zone. Dominic Day with the boot. It's a low-line drive and bobbled, and it's still loose, and Kalispell's on it. The Warhawks will keep possession. Another turnover. There we go, Dominic Day. Good kick. And Kalispell football, Irvin getting nothing. They're trying some option now, but nothing's going to fool Luke Howard. 3rd and long again. Please protect Irvin. Pressured and lost the ball. Scooped up and the Cougars take over. The 6th turnover of the game. Come on. Nobody can protect the ball today. There's the spin move and the big hit again. Tough day in the pocket for Luke Irvin. Washington State in scoring position, and James with a strike outside. Excellent throw from Melvin Williams. Goal to go. Well, they turn it over again. Bennett runs into his own blocker and is trapped behind the line of scrimmage by Brandon Williams. Kalispell trying to make a play on 3rd down. James sets up the screen. Peterson needs blocks, and he's taken out of bounds for a loss. But it's a lot better than another turnover. A 10-7 game now with Kalispell trailing. Just a few minutes to go in the first half. Here on the return, Colt Sully breaking away and getting down the sideline. Past the last defender, Colt Sully, touchdown! 100 yards, and Kalispell quickly retakes the lead. 2 huge plays on special teams today for Kalispell, and they lead by 4. James and the Cougar offense retakes the field, and there is Melvin Williams with another good catch. Approaching the 2-minute mark, James wrapped up on the play and tackled by Tommy Jordan. 3rd down and 14 now. Soft secondary. James gets it off, but it's underthrown and picked off again. Daniel Foster this time kept his footing and tackled at the 26. There have been 7 first-half turnovers. 2nd pick of the year for Foster, and Kalispell's defense has definitely come to play. All these turnovers are making it hard to separate. Up 4, Irvin outside the pocket. He'll launch it downfield for Maddox. He's got it and shoves the defender away. 54 yards. Irvin finds Maddox open downfield again. Good spinning catch, but how about the stiff arm? Maddox with another critical play, in the Warhawks inside the 20. And now a flea flicker. Irvin looking downfield outside the pocket. Now he throws complete to Houston. You just never know what this team's gonna try. It's goal to go. 3 tight ends on the field, and now Maddox motions out wide. With 20 seconds left, jump ball looking for Maddox, and he's got it for the touchdown! Irvin throws it up, and the toe tap from Maddox secures another score. His heels, though, do they come down out of bounds? I'm honestly not 100% sure on the ruling here when you get the toes down like that, but the heels, they touch out of bounds. Here's the ruling, and it stands. It's a score for Maddox, and we have even more good news. Oregon currently up 3 scores on Stanford. There's no head-to-head this year against the Cardinals, so we're going to need some help. Just a few seconds to go until the half, and that's complete. James finding Dennis Black, and that'll put the ball toward midfield. Cougars still trying to use what time they have, and open underneath. They have Miller now with room to run. Good call to get them in field goal range, and now they'll bring on the kicking team. Here's the kick to send us to halftime, and it is good, making this an 8-point game. That's the end of a very exciting half of football, and just as we saw last week, Drake Maddox is a playmaker. There were 7 takeaways in the first half, and that made it tough for either team to really get on a roll, but perhaps Kalispell's close. They're up by 8 points, but it's Washington State football to start the third quarter, and it's Boyd on the reception, hit from behind, and that momentum helps him get a few extra yards. Kalispell playing a lot of press coverage today. A fake short, looking deep, and incomplete for the diving Williams, who almost had it. Third down now with the crowd getting behind this defense. James underneath, caught, and Williams stopped short by a couple yards. 4th down. Up by 8, it's Warhawk football as they will head to the air against the blitz. There's a quick dump off for Jenkins, who really hasn't gotten much going today. He's had a lot of great games in recent weeks, but not so far in this one. 3rd down and 6, caught. Again, Drake Maddox. Early in the year, he was kind of overlooked in this offense, but lately, he's been the most reliable receiver. And there's another catch. Maddox spins ahead and has the ball near midfield. We've been waiting all year to see which players would emerge and take those big leaps forward. Irvin takes off now. He's going to avoid the sack and pick up 6 himself. Hopefully we see a lot less hits on him here in the second half of action. Now got to get 4, and here's the arm on display. Caught by Lindsay at the sideline for 34. They make it look easy sometimes. Irvin's got a great arm. And now Jenkins running left, and this is easily his longest run of the night. 9 yards. Now can they punch this in? 3rd and short. Jenkins tripped ahead and stopped shy. It is 4th down. And Kalispell is not going to kick. Now a new running back in, Sean Merville. He'll run it right up the middle and into the end zone. Touchdown, Kalispell. And there's the 2-score lead now for the Warhawks. And the defense now will try to put the pressure on Washington State. There's nothing there for Courtney Peterson. Huggins with the hit and a 3 and out. Warhawks trying to pull away. Another catch made underneath by Drake Maddox. Gain of 8. They've got to make sure someone's covering him at all times. 3rd and 5. To the outside with this one. Complete to Sherrod Edwards. Now it's a gain of 10. Back into plus territory. And a blitz is sent with a quick response. Irvin finds Maddox and he picks up another 1st down now with all the yards after the catch. It's a 100-plus yard receiving day for Maddox, and now a sweep. Jenkins to the right side, and again held to just 4. Has not broken that long run that he usually does by this point. Now it's 3rd down for Irvin. Outside the numbers, and perfect pinpoint accuracy as he connects with Colt Sully. Inside the 15 now, a rollout for Irvin, finding Lindsay inside the 10 and taken down near the 3. It is 1st and goal, Warhawks. 3 tight ends on the field for Kalispell. Jenkins up the middle and stuffed. He'll be taken out of the game now, and they bring in Jim Jackson. 2nd down, again the 1-yard touchdown. Now it's Jackson's turn, and Kalispell's opened this up big time. Up 22 on Washington State as we make our way to the 4th quarter. Here's a catch for Miller underneath for this offense that has really struggled in this half. They haven't had many open looks like that. Kalispell's man coverage has been blanketing these receivers, as it does on this play, leading to James being sacked by Brandon Williams. They're gonna go for it, they have to. James needs 8. He's pressured and hit by Michael Hurst. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. Basically the 8th turnover of the game right there. The Warhawks will work on running down some of this clock, but running has not been an option for them today. 2 yards a carry. 3rd down for Luke Irvin. There's some pressure. He's going to see it and step up and slide down safely, but it's 4th down. A field goal makes this a 25-point game, and we should start seeing some backups enter for Kalispell. Here's James outside the numbers. Melvin Williams has had some success today. Overall, despite the talent disparity, I really did expect the Cougars to pass the ball better. James has had a really great season, and I thought they'd test our depth with these spread looks, but we've been ready. 3rd and 10 with pressure off the edge, and this time Eric Bryant brings down James. Good to see some edge pressure today. Kalispell takes over, and here are the backups with Matt Reddick under center and trying to find Jim Jackson on the throw. It is incomplete. We haven't seen Reddick much in the last few weeks. None of those packages that he's a part of anyway. And there is Sully with the reception, moving the chains again. 2 backs are in the game, and here's some option. Flip to Sean Merville and taken down after a 5-yard gain. Maybe with Reddick in the game, they can find a way to run this clock down. 3rd down now, and the pass is incomplete. James Edwards unable to make the catch. Just a few minutes to go in this one. Backup defenders are in for Kalispell. James under pressure and picked off again. Number 4 on the day, and it's number 4, Maurice Doucette. Kalispell's secondary depth is pretty impressive, and they have shown that today. Now 3 minutes left to go, and Reddick's going to run triple option with a flip to Merville, who breaks the tackle and heads out of bounds. This is the first game in a while, though, where Kalispell's running game never got going. At times they'll have slow starts, but in the second halves of games, they've been so good. Wow, great block by Trey Walker as he's in now playing some offensive line. He can play a lot of different positions. 3rd down, Reddick fakes the Jackson, looking downfield, now dumps it off for Henderson, not much there, and that should just about do it. We have a field goal attempt for Rick Thomas, he does not miss it, and the kick is through. And here's an update on that Oregon-Stanford game. It looks like the Ducks are going to hand Stanford their first loss of the year and really shake up things in the Pac-12 North. That is it for this one, everybody. Warhawks victorious, and Colt Sully named player of the game. It's another successful week for Drake Maddox, now the leading receiver in terms of yards on Kalispell. Early on this season, I didn't think he was doing a very good job separating, but these last 2 weeks have really shown his potential as a field-stretching vertical threat. But also we had his best play so far in the red zone. 2 more touchdowns today for Luke Irvin, combined with 2 interceptions. Luckily we cleaned up the sacks in the second half, but I'd like a more complete performance to give Irvin a week off or 2 from all this contact. Overall, we're creating so much turnovers now. The defense looks vastly improved from the beginning of the season, especially against the pass. I think we've really turned a corner there after I had some major concerns after our first few games. We have a very brief update today in the world of recruiting. First off, PJ Robinson, a tight end, has committed to Washington, but Taylor John Charles, he has committed to USC as expected, which means we'll have two John Charles quarterback brothers in the Pac-12 against us. Next time Kalispell takes the field, it'll be in what could be their easiest matchup of the season, facing the Arizona Wildcats, whose program isn't in the best of shape right now. They've really struggled this year, winning just one game against UNLV, and that took overtime. Their defense has allowed a ton of points this year, and if all goes as planned, this should be a cakewalk victory for Kalispell. Things aren't always that simple, especially when you're on the road, but my expectation is that we will win this game handedly. Anything less would be a disappointment. Their quarterback, though, Warren Webb, is very accurate, and we'll see if his receivers are able to do enough to help him out. Here are the updates, though, around the league, with Jason Murray taking over the top spot in the Heisman Watch. Lamecca Warwick also rises in those standings. In the Pac-12 North, Kalispell is the only team without a conference loss, so our division championship hopes are looking pretty good. We've also gone up 2 places in the standings in the top 25, up to number 7. But not much change there with all those undefeated teams above us. Here are the season statistics now. Sadly, Luke Irvin looks like he's going to have a double-digit interception season after just a few in his first, 5 games? Austin Jenkins coming off his toughest game of the year. He's still on pace to have well over 1,000 yards, and we could have at least a couple, maybe 1,000-yard receivers. We'll see what happens in the next 4 games, and then, of course, a bowl game. Kalispell became eligible this week, and I can't wait to see what's to come. But I know that in 2 episodes from now, that big showdown against Oregon could decide this division. I'll see you all next time against Arizona. Hope you had a great time today. I enjoyed it. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, leave your feedback below, and let me know what you think about this season so far for the Warhawks and what players have stood out to you. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.